Hello everyone, and welcome to Everyone Can Be Digitally Literate Episode 3, Getting Started with Keynotes. In this evening's session, we're going to have a little look at an overview of Keynotes, the features it has, all of the different things you can add into Keynotes and how you can edit them, change them up. We'll have a look at some of the basic features of it and how you can start to use it in your classrooms for some simple things, just until you get to grips with all of the features of it. There's so much you can do with it, and it's one of the apps that I use almost on a daily basis. So we'll get started with just adding in some simple features and looking at some of the simple ways you can use it with your class. Thank you. So we're looking for the Keynotes app. The Keynotes app is a blue app with a podium in the middle, or as some of the pupils in my school have told me, it looks more like a table lamp. So we're going to tap that app. When we go into Keynotes, all we have to do to create a brand new Keynote is touch the plus button in the top right hand corner. So we tap that and we have a choice of themes to choose from. There's a standard width, and if you've got a wide screen you can tap it on wide and that will adapt the Keynote presentation theme to suit your wide screen. So we're just going to tap into a plain and simple white. Now if you're using it as a standard presentation, it comes preset up with a title and a subtitle on your first slide. If you're not using that and you want to create like a single page document for some of the examples I'm going to show you after this clip, you can double tap them and delete them. If you are using it as a standard presentation, all you have to do to add more slides is in the bottom left hand corner, you tap the plus button down there and you can add in any slides that you want to add in. So there's photo slides, there's information and photo slides, there's text slides. Just choose whatever slides you want and you can add them in. Now, we're not going to be using this as a presentation today, as a Keynote presentation. We're going to use it just as a single page document, just so that I can show you how to add in some different things that you might want to. We're going to single tap the two items on the screen together and we're going to click delete. Now by pressing the two of them together, I've highlighted both boxes, and you can do that throughout. Any shape that you want to highlight in this, you can tap two items, and whatever you do to one of them, such as cut, copy or delete, it's going to do to both of them. So I'm just going to delete the two of them off the screen just now. We'll have a little look at adding in some features, or adding in some items. So if I press the plus button, on your left hand side you've got tables. So if you want to create a timetable, anything like that, you can simply add in a table. You can also add in some charts. You've got 2D, 3D and some interactive ones. You can add in some shapes, and you could add in any media, so you can add in photos or videos. You can take a fresh picture with the camera. You can add in an audio recording, an image gallery. You can insert from, so you can insert from any files that you've got. You can put in a drawing or equation. Now I find the record audio very useful because it allows children to annotate anything that they put on the screen. If I've given the primary ones a task of showing me their news through the shapes option, it's quite good to allow them to record an audio description of that, where I had one boy tell me that he went to the museum with his gran. So he put in a building, he put himself and his gran and a car, and then by using the audio recording he was able to tell me, at the weekend I went to the museum with my gran. It allows them to explain their picture and give a little bit more information. The other way I use it is when I'm delivering French lessons. Quite often I get the children to create a scene. So they were learning about different classroom objects a couple of months ago. So I got them to create a classroom picture with all the different usual items you'd find in a classroom, and they labelled it in English and then attached on an audio recording in French. The following week they wrote it in French and attached on the audio recording in English. So it allowed them to confirm that they could not only read and write the French, but they could also speak it, and that they could practice their pronunciation. It allows them to listen back on their pronunciation, and it allows them to practice the French without having to do it directly to a person, which can introduce nerves and all sorts into it. So you've got that. So there's loads of things in the media tab that you can add in, but we're going to have a look at shapes just now. So we're going to create just a very simple drawing just now. We've got our simple background, a white background. We're going to do a drawing of children at a park. So to change the background, change the colour of that, all you need to do is tap the paintbrush. You can go into background. Again, you can choose an image in your background. You can have a gradient, you can have set colours, and there's some preset ones as well. We're just going to go for the colour, and we want it to be a nice sunny day, so we're going to go for a nice light blue colour. That's probably more like the Scottish sun. The next thing I'm going to do is add in a solid shape, so I've picked the square, and what we're going to slide that out, go to the paintbrush to change it. Now to change the colour of any object, all you have to do is go to style, make sure it's on style, because quite often the children find themselves in text, they go to change the colour and they tell me the colour's not changing. That's because I've stayed within the text button, they've not been on style. So tap on style, choose your fill. Now because it's green, it's a grass I'm wanting, we're going to go for a grassy green. The next thing I'm going to do is go back to my shapes option. In fact, my grass isn't the full way along, so I'm just going to drag that out a little, and then press plus button to add more shapes. You can see as I scroll down there, within the basics there aren't any more shapes that I would want to add. So I can scroll, I can flick to the left, swipe left, and it will move it along. Or I can use the search function at the top. So if I know what I'm looking for, I can easily locate it by using the search function. I'm just going to click sun, and my sun's blue. Everything that you put in is initially blue, so if I want to change the colour of it, I'm going to tap that paintbrush and then select the yellow colour and put the sun in high in the sky. The next thing I want to do is find my people. It doesn't look very much like a park, just sky and ground is all you can see, so I'm going to add in some children. Now if I write in child, you get a small selection. You get a child that looks like it belongs in a sign in a toilet. You've got a child at play running, and again another people at work type symbol. So I can have my child at play there, bring them up, change the colour because I want it to stand out against the blue, and I think this child will be, let's go for a purple. Oh, that's a nice dark purple. A purple child. Put them there. We can change them, the size of them. If I want, I can also change the direction that the child's running. I can pull the little blue circle that shows me that it's highlighted to the right to change that, or I can go to the paintbrush button again, and along the top you've got a range at the right hand side, and I can flip him or her horizontally. I can do it vertically as well, but I don't want them lying down. So I can do that, but again I can do that just with the opposing sides of the select button. Now I don't get the full range of children here. There are also babies within this, so if I cancel off that, I can scroll along a little bit further and you get a selection for, if I continue to swipe, people, and there you can see there's a baby. So let's have the baby out. Let's make the baby, change the baby's colour, and let's have a red baby, and I'll give a border around the baby. Now sometimes it's nice to have a border, it helps the item stand out on the screen. Give a border there as well. And because it's a sunny day, I can give them a shadow too. So if I go to the paintbrush, below border you can insert shadow as well, and you get to change where the shadow is. So the sun's on the right hand side, so my shadow should be on the left, but I can only get a shadow to the right. So maybe I just change the position of my sun. I'll do the same with this one. The shadow makes the people look as if they're standing out of the picture a little bit, and we'll have a look at what else we can add that is related to a park. You can look through it, but if you've got any ideas, you can just tap the search button and you can find the item that you're looking for. And again, you can change the direction of any item by dragging it over to the opposite side. Let's have a look if we can get some picnic benches. There we go. I'm going to put it off in the distance a little bit. I'll make it a picnic bench colour. and you would never have children out on their own, so let's put in an adult. So we can search for the category people, and you can see all the people that are there. And if I wanted to leave the man blue, I could do that, and then I can add my border around them as well to make them stand out a little bit more. Now, you can also combine shapes. One thing I did notice that there weren't any bins. I couldn't find a bin. Now there is. Before, I couldn't find a bin. So I'll show you how you can combine items to make them look a little bit more of maybe what you're looking for. So I could find a glass, so I was able to put a glass out. I'm going to make that glass black just to make it stand out a little bit more. And let's put that next to the picnic bench. And then when I was in people, I noticed the little bin man person. So I'm going to make him smaller, and I'm going to put him in front of the bin. And if I want to make for the two of them to stay in that ratio of height and width to each other, all I have to do is tap the two of them together and group them. And it means that if I want to change the size of the bin, the two of them are going to change their size together. The only issue is, once you group them, you can't change the colour of any of them. So say I wanted the man throwing the rubbish into the bin to be white, I would then have to ungroup them, tap off it, tap on it, go to style, fill, colour and white. And I can group them again. And now they're there. Now, if I wanted, say for example, the lady to be there, but I want her behind the baby, all I have to do is tap her, go to paintbrush, arrange, and move her back behind. Now if you move her too far behind, she's going to be behind the grass. So we want to be careful of where we place her. Just tap her again, bring her forward so she's behind the baby. Now it goes on like layers. Every item that you add onto it is a fresh layer on top of the image. And there we go. We have a family at a park with a floating bin. Again, all I have to do is tap it to drag it down. So this might be a child telling me about their day out at the park with her family. That's just one of the ways you could use it. The next little clip's going to go through another little sample of ways that you might be able to use it. I hope you find this useful for just introducing the basics of Keynotes, and I will see you shortly. The next video I'm going to do is going to be on how to create your own lettering for your classroom. I find that at times you can't find the right lettering online, and so I've been asked by a couple of people how I managed to make some of my letters. So I'll make the next video all about how to create lettering using any image you want, combined with keynotes and pages to make it. Thanks for watching.